Hello, and welcome to another episode of Southern Hang. Four friends here down south that all met in college, getting together to bring you some exciting things from time to time and whatever's on our mind. And I tell you what, fellas, we're starting to get through spring, and there is a million things going on. Birthdays, graduations. I can't tell you how many graduation invites I've gotten here lately. Anniversaries. Side note, looking at our group, I feel like we all punted our coverage with our significant others. But with the warmer weather, people are starting to act a little crazy. And I was almost in a wreck today on the road. And I don't really want to skirt any of the details, so I'll try to keep it a little bit high level. Two cars started to flank me almost as I was driving down the road. So I kind of slowed down thinking it would, shake them a little bit. And they stopped. And then this car coming in from the side almost T-boned me, jumped right over the strip, and almost got me right in the center cut. So I may have embellished the story a little bit, and maybe you caught a few of the Easter eggs in there. So, guys, with Father's Day coming up, and who knows what other events you may have this springtime, what I want to talk about tonight is what is your favorite steakhouse? And then after you have a great meal, what's your call for a great topper for the night for a delicious dessert? So that's where I'm going, boys. What do you think?
I was into the drama, buddy. I was afraid there was actually a wreck going on. I did not get into the Easter eggs. I was like, my dude, danger. So I'm just glad at the end of the story it was all safe, man.
For sure. I was trying to shake and bake a little bit like Ricky Bobby.
I was hooked.
I had you at skirt steak, man. Well done.
you read me like a book. Page 2.
You said flank, and I was kind of like, "Where's he going with this? What is that?" That's a strange way to describe where these people are.
Almost like a military operation with the flank, right?
And if flank steak goes up here this week because of our episode, I'm gonna be pissed because that's like the top secret purchase that our house buys is flank steak because it's still a cheaper end steak. So don't be screwing up the prices of flank steaks because of the popularity of this show. I need to keep that the top secret steak that we still buy for the.
It is trending up. Popularity of Southern Hang is taking off, and so we should take this time to thank all of our great listeners across the country.
Hell yeah,
and internationally.
Absolutely. International, that's right. Yeah, I think we're up to like 9 or 12. We're in Guam. They probably make steaks.
I'm confident they do.
They got to import those steaks. What are they doing, Guam? Anybody got any idea? All right, so let's get into it here, fellas. So let's go around the horn. Let's see. Do you have a good story about a steakhouse, or maybe your favorite steakhouse? Craig, I'm going to come to you first, since you are probably our resident expert on steaks.
I do have steak knowledge, and I love to eat them. But also, I am 17 years deep in working for a steak restaurant. Although our founder, Kent Taylor, says that we are a people company first that happen to make steaks. So that is one of the mottos of Texas Roadhouse. So, which I've always loved. They're a great company. They really take care of all of us. But my first week on the job, we had to go to Connecticut, and every night we worked up there at this certain store, and then every night we'd go back to this other store and one of the roadhouses and eat dinner. And I told Tammy, I'm going for the 3 nights in a row ribeye. I'm going to see if I can get myself tired of ribeye. And we're 17 years deep, brother, and I still love ribeye. That's my favorite cut of meat at a steak restaurant, and good stuff, man. So I don't wear out on steak, and I still love to get Texas Roadhouse while I'm out on the road. So, yeah.
Are you allowed to cheat on Roadhouse? Are you allowed to venture out
when I'm on the road, or you mean
wherever
I'm at?
Let's say you and Tam are going to go out, do a little celebrating. Maybe it's an exciting Tuesday.
Oh, we do. Yeah, we definitely go. We've gone to the different steak, but if you're talking family level steak joints, Texas Roadhouse was just named #1 in the country. And so if we're going that level, no, I'm not going to a Longhorn. You're not going to see me at a I don't even know the Australian dude. I'm not going to that
Ponderosa,
guy.
Sizzler. We're
I'm
not
not.
going
Yeah,
there.
buddy, they bring back a Sizzler now. That might have a shot. I might go check out a Sizzler. We
Well, you got to
going
get that all-you-can-eat
Sizzler.
shrimp with it.
We going
Absolutely.
Sizzler. Yeah, but they but no, we're not on that level of dining. Absolutely not. But we have eaten out at some pretty nice places. We just did Monk's Road. Have y'all been to Monk's Road, downtown Louisville,
I
right
got
by
nothing.
the Yum Center? Right by
No.
the Yum Center. Monk's Road is a bourbon that you can buy from Indiana, and they just opened up on Bourbon Row right there in the old Barnos is
Oh,
now
yeah.
Monk's Road, and you can go in there. And we just had that during Christmas, and it was fantastic. And then they got a very cool, what do you call the top secret places where you get to go drink beer and nobody knoose about it,
Speakeasies.
and liquor.
Speakeasy,
There you go.
man.
It's got a
Yeah.
speakeasy. They got a speakeasy in there, so we got to go to the speakeasy afterwards.
You're not
So
supposed
are-
to tell people.
Are they a bourbon company that just happens to sell steaks?
Yes, it's a bourbon company. Look at you! Look at you! I'm a little slow. I'm a little slow sometimes. But yes, it's a bourbon company that now has a steak place, and it was fantastic. Very good place. That was my latest. No, I take that back. We did steak and bourbon too. I eat a lot of hoity-toity steak places, but we went to Monk's Road. That was the one I guess that stuck out the most to me, just because of the cool speakeasy and the big dinner. So. Cool place.
I think
Check it
you
out.
just like saying the
Downtown.
name, Monk's Road. I think you just like saying it.
Monk's Road.
So
Yeah.
that's your choice. That's the Cotton family, Craig Cotton Esquire. That's his selection.
That is the most recent place that I really enjoyed. How
All
about
right.
that?
I could live with
Yeah.
that. I could live with that.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing you though. I'm hearing you, Craig. I'm thinking Texas Roadhouse, and not to belabor it, but from a family standpoint, it's solid. I mean,
I go
I'm
head
with
to
you on
head.
the ribeye too. I'm with you on the
I go
ribeye
head.
too.
I go head to head with any other like hoity-toity steak place with steak. I've never had a bad cut there. Every time we go, and I tell you, the kebab combo on the bed of rice with the marinated vegetables, buddy. That's probably my go-to. That is my Texas Roadhouse go-to. Is that if not the rib and like the ribeye and rib combo, but like on an everyday, hey, we still got to keep the budget.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday night we're going to Roadhouse. Me and Tam. It's the kebab on the bed of rice, buddy.
Roadhouse
With
knows
the-
we're coming because we place like an order for like 35 extra rolls.
Oh,
We got to
yeah.
bring a whole tray of extra. It's like they got to get out a special packaging for us to get all the rolls in there.
See,
Hell
that's
yeah.
different for us. We end up with just 2 things of rolls, but like 85 butters. It's like just bring all the butter.
Yeah, that butter's good too. Mm.
Hey, that leads me. Can I do a quick tangential steakhouse story?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
did I use my word right?
You're close.
So shout out
In the
to
ballpark.
long time listener Lee Lorimore. He loves some Roadhouse, and every time he goes, he shoots me a picture of his bread basket with the 4 rolls and the 1 butter, and he bitches about the 1 butter. And I'm like, bro, they got servers. They have servers. Like it's easy. Like, hey, can I get another butter, ma'am? They're like, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. We can get you as many as you want to. So I'm on the road one day, and he always goes to the one on Dixie Highway, and so I know. And he shoots me a picture. Guess where I'm at? And I remember being in Champaign, Illinois, doing work at another Texas Roadhouse, and so I don't even respond. I call the store, talk to my buddy Jason, who's one of the MPs, and I'm like, I explained to him what the table looks like. It's most likely him and his wife, and cute couple, the good people, and kind of got to give a little detail of what Lee looks like. And I said, will you go and get a like ice cream bowl and fill it up with the most butter you can fill in this thing, and then go over to the table and be like, Mr. Lorimore, we heard that you were upset that you didn't get enough butter. And so they did it for me. And Rhonda, his wife, apparently his face went like beet red, just totally embarrassed. And so to this day, Lee hadn't like asked for more butter yet because he knows that I'm, like, hey man, they make more, just ask for it.
Lee and I are kindred spirits, buddy. I can take it. That's what I'm looking for.
Hell yeah, it is good. They got the candles. You can go to the shop. They got the candles that smell like the honey cinnamon butter. Oh, buddy.
I don't need that in my life. I don't need
just
that. I
walk
don't
around.
need that. Then I want the actual butter. I don't need that around.
Absolutely.
All right, well let's keep
Yeah.
going here. Sherm, what about you guys? So are you guys where are you guys kicking it when you go out for a steak dinner?
So a couple things here. One, I am trying to watch my steak intake, my red meat intake, and the reason for that is high cholesterol. So just to be out there, so I am very selective in where I'm going. So that is an interesting topic that you got here. If I'm out of my go-to, like in Louisville, is Repeal downtown. Right there on Main Street, and it is solid. It is that's my go-to. The steaks there are amazing, and the vibe is cool. I like the bar, I like the
hotel
restaurant
is
area.
cool too.
The hotel is amazing. Distill.
Badass. Yeah.
Haven't stayed there, but have been there for a couple events. Haven't done like a staycation or anything, but that's my go-to here. If I'm going out for a steak in town, high level, we're at Roadhouse though, man. I mean, that's kind of where we end up. But St. Elmo in Indianapolis is my, like, if I had to pick my favorite steakhouse, that's my spot. And it's not. I know you asked about the dessert. That's where I was going. I know you were talking about the dessert. I'm a appetizer guy. Like, throw me on more meat, more whatever. But the shrimp cocktail, I mean, the first time that I did it, blew my head off because the cocktail sauce is so hot. But yeah, it's amazing.
The first time I ever went there was with you guys, and I was almost disappointed because I didn't like cocktail sauce at the time. And when it comes out, it's just like dunked in the cocktail sauce, and I was so pissed. And then, but to your point, you have that first bite, and like you could feel the temperature rising up, and then it just kind of goes away, and then you want a little bit more. But yeah.
You forget, like, when you're eating, like a lot of times when you're eating, you forget you even have a nose. That cocktail sauce will remind you very quickly where it clears everything out.
Oh, you should just keep that in the refrigerator if you need to solve a cold or anything like that. That stuff will clean you out. But it is delicious.
Absolutely.
Delicious. Yeah, I match all other cocktail sauces up against St. Elmo's now. That stuff is delicious.
You could order it online.
That's true.
True story.
You can actually you can get it at the grocery store now.
Now they got it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it at the grocery store. It's not as good. It's not as good. It's not.
It's not. Part of it's the atmosphere for sure.
That's right. And part of it's the fact that you're getting a good steak 10 minutes later.
But that store-bought shit will also light you up. I promise you that.
Absolutely. Yeah, they don't play around with that. They pack that in there.
Well, Neil, you want to go next here? Talk about your story. Wait, hey, before we go, Sherm, you got a story about a steakhouse? Anything you want to share?
I will just tell you the 2013. We've talked about this before. U of L basketball. They played in Indianapolis. I watched the game there where Kevin Ware had been injured.
Easter Sunday.
It was Easter Sunday, and I had dinner at St. Elmo's that night. And Coach walked in right afterward, but came through, was there for it, and Patino. It was crazy. But anyway,
how much butter did they give him? Were they stingy with the butter for Patino, or did they go all out?
It's not Roadhouse, man. They bring it. They just bring it. Pictures on the wall, I think, there or something. So he was in a good spot.
All right,
Red, tell your story first. Yeah.
Well, I was hoping to kind of go last because I'm going to channel my inner Neil Wilding. I think I'm going to talk about 15 steakhouses. But
You want to clear the lane?
So in town, from an atmosphere, I'm a big fan of Pat's Steakhouse. It's old school. The first time we went there, it was no credit cards. It was cash or check.
Yeah.
And, they got a couple family style, right? They got a couple little segregated rooms if you got a private party and that kind of thing. So big fan of the atmosphere at Pat's. But here lately, as far as like good steak, I've got to go with Steak and Bourbon over there in Westport Plaza. And maybe it's because I'm a big fan of the old fashioned they got cooking over there, but the steak was delicious.
That place is good. It is good.
I haven't been down there forever. That's where, Frankfurt?
No, it's
Westport Village.
Westport Village. That's kind of my only really knock on it, though, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say it's just a square room, square building kind of thing, but it's that's the only knock to it.
No real vibe.
Yeah.
So in 2020, our family had COVID, and that was early on. It was like October, and our family all kind of had it at the same time. And back then, everybody was getting it for the first time. And then once you got over it, we felt like Superman because we had the antibodies and we could actually go out in public again for the first time. And the first meal we had after that is we went to Steak and Bourbon, and we celebrated surviving it. And I remember that meal. It was good stuff, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
Oh,
selection.
well, they got two. My bad. And they got two. They got the one downtown too now. But Tammy and I went to it.
Isn't that one something
Steak
else?
and Bourbon right across the street from the gaming center. That's Steak and Bourbon. Tammy and I went there for anniversary back in March.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Sounds like you
They
got
had
more to tell us, Red. What else you got?
Well,
Yeah,
I was
fire
gonna,
down, but
I was going to say the I don't say the best time, but maybe one of the coolest times I've had in a steakhouse. We were up in Chicago, hanging out with my boy Jeff Jones, and we went to the Chicago Chop House. And I'm not good with dates, right? Like you guys just threw out like Easter Sunday, and it was June 17th of the year of our Lord, 1987. So I'm not good with the dates. But it was the Michael Phelps was trying to break the Olympic record, right, for the most medals, and like he had already won, I forget how many races, seven races maybe, and he had one more to go for the eighth. Do you guys remember? Maybe in the 90s, it was a Michael Jordan commercial, and it was like the TV screen was showing him, and it was slow motion, and everybody was like stopping what they're doing to watch what happened. Like sinks are overflowing as people are washing dishes, right? People are filling up drinks and it's overspilling. Like, but everybody stopped. That was the whole intent of the commercial. But
it's got to be the shoes.
Yo, money, it's got to be the shoes. But that
No, sorry, different commercial.
That is what happened at the Chicago Chop House. We were sitting in the bar area, and they had a couple of big screen TVs in there, and literally every person stopped. Cooks were coming out of the kitchen. All the bartenders stopped making drinks, and it was like dead silence. And then when he got it, like by like just a fraction, the whole place went ape shit, lost their mind. Everybody's high fiving. It was just a cool experience.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Man.
So Michael Phelps beat Michael Jordan in a swimming pool. What happened there?
It was the shoes, money.
It was the shoes.
He shot Jimmy Walker at his lips. I like good times.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Red, do you even remember what you got to eat?
Well, I'm kind of boring, right? So I feel like I find something I like and I stick with it regardless of where I go. I'm a filet guy, so I'm 99% sure I got a filet that night.
Gotcha.
Filet's delicious.
It's a good
Medium.
if you know what you like.
And let's talk about the proper way to cook a steak. If we got a medium well person on here on a filet mignon, we're breaking up now. Like this whole podcast is going down. Like I'll allow a medium, but it's medium rare on a steak. The people that have to have a medium well steak, I'm like, buddy, I just shake my head and look at them. I'm like, you poor thing, you've never even learned how to eat a steak right. So
Cotton, there was a manager at a restaurant worked at O'Charlie's back in it's actually where I met a lot of folks that ended up introducing me to you guys. But James Pope was a manager there. I was an expo, and this guy I stuck around. It was actually on I remember it was on an Easter Sunday because I was there and I was working. He asked me to stay for the night shift to work a double. And I called my family and was like, hey, this is what I'm going to do, blah, 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 whatever. And I stick around. He gave me, I don't remember what, some type of bonus to do it. But the other thing that he did is he said, you're going to have a steak. I'm going to make you whatever you want. What do you want? And I said, I'll take a ribeye. And up until that point, I'm 18, 19 years old. I'm like, give it to me medium well. And he just looked at me and he was like, no, you're not having a medium well. You're going to get it medium rare. Yeah. And literally would not cook it over medium rare. And from that point on, man. Oh, it was a good move because everything up until then, that's all I'd ever had. So I didn't know the difference. Is it correct? I kept thinking like,
did you ask him for some ketchup with it? A little ketchup on the side?
Yeah.
A little A1 sauce, Heinz 57.
I have mixed them all up. Mix them all up.
my server days, and I was a little more gutsy at the serving when people would tell me they wanted a well done steak. I was like, well, how about I just take my belt off? I'll just give you that. You just gnaw on this well done,
Yeah.
leather, you know.
Have you guys ever had it Pittsburgh style?
Yeah, that was
Yeah, but that's
captain's
different.
quarters. Remember
Pittsburgh
was it
style's
Carl
fine. It is.
at captain's
Yeah.
quarters used to cook them that way?
Yeah, somebody ordered it that way. I said, I apologize. I'm new to the serving thing. I don't understand what you're asking for. They're like, just tell the kitchen. They'll get it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It
There
looks
was a
terrible.
dude there from Pittsburgh. There was a
It
dude
looks-
there
well, they
from
sear it.
Pittsburgh, and he was like, "Why you ask me? Of course, I got this." And it's like burnt on the outside, right in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sear it. You
Yeah.
sear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sear it. Yeah.
Guys, we are 20 minutes in to a steak conversation, and all of us live in the city of Louisville, and I cannot believe nobody's mentioned Jeff Ruby's.
Oh, well, you're right. You're right. I like Jeff Ruby's.
I can't believe it.
I like Ruby's.
All right. Well, to me, I think that's the best steak in Louisville. And I didn't even plan on talking about it because I figured one of y'all would talk about it. But I get the Cowboy ribeye, and it's
Yeah,
like
you do.
26 ounces, but I split it with Shane, which means she eats like three bites and I get the rest. But, I feel like I split it. And I think that's the best steak in town. And
Solid
anytime
stuff.
we got people coming in, that's what I recommend.
Well,
When the atmosphere there is crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, that place is
that's-
awesome.
Yeah, that's
vibe,
a
right?
great atmosphere.
Yeah.
got a little
Yeah.
band playing behind the bar or something on a weekend. Maybe even during the week. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But the vibe there is
You got to
awesome.
save up to go there. I get it. It's not cheap, but many of our special meals for our family, that's where we head. But what I did want to talk about, the best meal I had that involved steak wasn't even dinner. So I was living in Houston. This is probably 2002. And there was a restaurant that everybody was talking about that you just had to go. But it wasn't dinner. It was Sunday brunch. And it was this place called La Strada. And I got steak and eggs, which is what I remember. But it wasn't really about the meal. I mean, you had to have a reservation like 8 weeks in advance to be able to get in this place for Sunday brunch. And it was the biggest party I've ever been to. And so Sunday brunch, they had bottomless mimosas, and they had a DJ, and it was like Mardi Gras style party. It's the only time in my life I had to take a cab home after breakfast. But I just remember this place, and it was like it was all this build up because I had I had to get the reservation for like 8 weeks in advance. My stepsister Kara was in town, and that's where we ended up going. And I'm just going to tell you, it lived up to it. It was every bit the party. It was a blast. And unfortunately, it's not around anymore. But because I went to do some research, I haven't lived in Houston in a long time.
I kind of feel
it was legendary.
I kind of feel like this is that on the Derby episode when Red's talking about them sugar cookies when he's 8 mint juleps deep. Like you don't even know it could have. You don't even know. Like you were 2 pitchers of mint julep in before you even got to the steak. You're like,
I don't even know that I had steak and eggs. I just
know,
wanted
like,
an excuse to be able to tell that story. But it was awesome.
hell
And
yeah.
I'm telling you, man, the DJ, it was like being in a club at 3 a.m. It was hopping. And it was like 11 o'clock on a Sunday, and everybody was partying. It was so much fun.
What's the age group of people in here? Like, is this a younger crowd, like
Yeah.
getting after it on a Sunday, like little sideways Sunday or something, or is this?
It was in like a hip part of town, and mostly young professionals is what I would call it. So like 22 to 28 age range is what I would guess. And we fit right in. And there was a lot of cabs, people getting home
to drive home.
at Sunday at like 2 p.m.
The Sunday morning club.
That's right, man.
Have any of y'all done the Brazilian steakhouse Have y'all done like Fogo de Chao?
Fogo?
Have y'all done?
Yeah.
Have y'all,
Yeah, I've
have
done
y'all
that.
done one of those? They
Yeah,
with
yeah.
with the coasters, the green and the
Dangerous.
red,
Dangerous.
and
Yeah.
they just keep feeding it to you to get the meat sweats. And
Yeah.
you're just like, I can't do it anymore. And they're like, eat another one, eat
Those-
more.
Yeah, you got to have discipline. You got to lay off the early stuff. You got to lay
Oh, yeah,
off
don't-
the appetizer.
don't do the
be a
salad
rookie.
bar. It's a game.
Like, yeah.
It's a game.
Yeah.
You better come to play, buddy.
Yeah, we did Fogo down in Orlando, and my boy Jeff is like, bruh, the off menu chicken hearts. You got to do chicken heart. And I'm like, what? And he's like, it's like the worst thing in the world for you to eat, but they're delicious. And so he hits up the chef, and the guy's like, yeah. So he brings out this little bowl, and it's these little tiny nuggets, and it's a chicken heart, I guess. That's what they told me I was eating, and they were good. But yeah, you didn't feel right. I was like, I don't know, man. Like this, I know a ribeye and a fillet. I'm sure it's the same as eating any other piece of the animal, but
Is chicken heart what do they call that? Colorado oyster? Like were you
Oh,
like
yeah.
a buffalo balls or something? Like
Little mountain
Yeah.
oyster.
I've never seen a man eat that many mountain oysters in my life.
Red,
I don't
they
think I
only
said the. I don't
they
think I
came
said
out
the
and they only had 2. It was all they had in the whole place.
that's the first sign. That's the first sign.
Cotton got both of them.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That
You
Fogo,
know-
I had
They
a
said they were.
buddy of mine introduced me to it in Atlanta, and you're right, man. Holding up the cards, it's like, and you got to turn the card over, holding it up. All that stuff is like,
Mhm.
it is one of those. And I did not do it well. I've only been once, but did not do it well. I was early and got full on some stuff I shouldn't have. And then before I got the chicken hearts or the mountain oysters, but yeah, they didn't bring that out yet.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. But yeah, you got to pace yourself. That's some serious work. Like that time that we went, buddy, I was like, holy moly, I've only done 2 plates. I got to keep going. This isn't, you got to.
You got to play the long game. Like you got to wear sweats or stretchy pants or something when you go in there, knowing you're going to be there for a while.
So, speaking of delicatessens, you guys know what the phrase "eat the whole enchilada"? You know where that came from?
No.
So my I went to a wedding up in Maine, and the reception.
Wait a minute.
Sorry.
The enchilada in Maine?
Wait for the story. Wait
All right,
for it.
all right. Let me.
So I
focus, let
went
me
to
focus.
a wedding up in Maine, and it was lobster. Okay,
So far, so
And
good.
They served lobster, and
That makes sense.
And so we got to the end of it, and somebody sitting next to me and says, "Have you ever heard of the enchilada?" And it's the brain of the lobster, and it's like you got to, and so people in Maine established this to where you don't really finish the lobster till you also eat the brains and you suck the brains, and that's where the term "the whole enchilada" came from. It's a delicatessen.
Now, is all your knowledge on this story
Bitches.
from the person?
Did this person also get a cab ride home?
No, it was the rehearsal dinner. Yeah,
Eh,
look it up. Look it up.
Now, I'm going to research this one. That doesn't, but I like your story. I like your story. We're going to do some fact checking on the whole enchilada.
All
I
right.
just can't see. Just can't see Maine being the place that set the enchilada story.
Yeah,
I'm already trying to Google Pacific Northeast enchiladas. See if we can tie this all together.
I feel like there's a piece missing in that story, or just a piece got added. It's one of the two. Something happened there.
All right, part 2. Tune in next week to Southern Hang for the follow up.
When Neil gets to say he was right and all 3 of us were wrong on the whole enchilada.
Well, boys, we've had the main course, right?
Yeah.
So you've had your steak dinner, right? You probably ate too much if you went a little Fogo, or if you had the whole enchilada. Maybe you're a little stuffed, or maybe you planned accordingly and you're ready to get a little capper, little dessert. Where are you going to go? What do you got?
I tell you what, we've been here lately, and now Tammy has purchased herself a machine, but we are the espresso martini people here lately. That is the because you done ate, and now you got to kind of get a little juice back into you, especially if it's a night that we're gonna doing dinner and then maybe a little bit of post dinner activities. Hang out, see a show or something like that. So it's been espresso martinis here for us here lately. They're delicious.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Bougie.
I did not see the bougie Craig coming. I did not see that coming out.
Hey,
I
so
like
we did steak and bourbon for our anniversary. We
Solid.
go up to the bar. We go up to the bar afterwards. We run into another couple we know from back in the day. We're hanging out, visiting with them. He knows the restaurant manager, and I comment because they give us our first espresso martini, and it's got a whole advertisement in the foam that says steak and bourbon in this etched out, printed out thing on the top of my. I'm like, well, look at that. And then the manager goes, well, hold on a second. So he has the manager take a picture of us, digitally shoots it to this machine. The machine, and next thing you know, we've got an espresso martini with our pictures on it. I've got my face on the front of this, on the top of my espresso martini. It was cool as shit.
I'm confused. In the drink or on the stem of the glass?
In the drink, on the whole frothy
foam.
top.
On the
You
foam.
managed to make a bougie drink even more bougie.
Bougier. Hell yeah. Well, it was our anniversary night too, buddy. I mean, that's what we try and talk about. We're taking the lady out for a special night. You got to get an etched picture of your face on an espresso martini. That's some next level stuff. She let me hold her hand, and I got a late night kiss and everything.
Oh, shucky ducky.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's keep this PG. Let's keep this PG for the youngins that are tuning in.
I changed the voice to that deep voice. I did the deep Craig voice. Like, hey, espresso martini.
Is that your closing move? Your closer?
Photo on the foam.
It just sounds dirty. It sounds dirty when you get all Barry White about it. So,
24 years in, buddy. You gotta keep it lively.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, man.
That's good
man.
stuff.
So Sherm, I know you said you like apps, but if you got to pick a dessert,
I got one.
What do you got?
I got one. If you're in Louisville, and I almost am a little bit nervous to tell you guys about this because I feel like it goes under the radar, even though the place is ridiculously hard to get into. If you haven't been to Mish Mish downtown, it is a Mediterranean restaurant.
Who's hoity-toity? Who's hoity? Mish Mish.
Yes.
I've been to
yes.
Mish
Get on
Mish.
me.
I didn't even know
Noosh Noosh. This is Mish Mish. And this place is in the it's on Market Street. It's in the old Wilshire restaurant on Market. They have it's a Mediterranean restaurant. You don't think Mediterranean. When I think Mediterranean, I think like more fast food type stuff. I'm not thinking like a really expensive restaurant. It is an expensive spot. But to get in, even to get a reservation, you're looking at like 2 months out, which is like crazy in Louisville. For our listeners in bigger cities, maybe that's something that you deal with. This is not something we normally deal with. But the appetizer you can get, and you can get it to go if you need to, but it's a brown butter kanafa. It is a dough that's soaked in syrup. On top of that is crushed pistachios, ice cream, and a sweet cheese. It doesn't. When the first time I got it, did not think anything of it. Even when it came out, I looked at it and was like, I will go to this place strictly for dessert. I will go grab it, and I'm not a dessert guy. We just ate there maybe a week ago. It's phenomenal. So
Brown who?
Yeah, what's that name again?
Brown butter kanafa.
I want that to be your new nickname.
I'll take it. As many as I'm eating, it's becoming my nickname.
They are going to put your face on it,
buddy.
It's Sherman Brown Kanafa. Yeah, Sherman Brown sugar kanafa. Yeah.
It's so good, so good. But forget that I even talked about Mish Mish. Don't even go. It's not good. Don't go. You're not gonna like it.
Is that the new thing? Like I feel like Louisville's a kind of a foodie little city, right? But like I knew of Noosh Noosh. I had never heard of Mish Mish.
It is it's phenomenal, man. I mean, it really is. And it's you get in, order, there's me, Lang, and Kate we order two meals and 2 appetizers. that is more than enough food. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, I think Louisville was ranked #1 food city a couple years back. So we got some great restaurants here. While we've been talking about this, I want to give a noticeable response on Volare. Volare's bone-in ribeye, buddy. That restaurant, I like it too. That atmosphere is badass at Volare, and their food's fantastic. And it's not just a steakhouse, but they have steak, and it's fantastic. That is a great place to go get you a good meal.
Yeah.
And an espresso martini.
So, Neil, you want to go next? Or you want to jump in?
Dude, I don't do no dessert. For me, the dessert is like eating the leftover steak that was sitting on my wife's plate, or the leftover steak that's sitting on my kids' plates. That's my dessert. So I'll let you go.
Are you full? Are you full gristle? Are you trying to get a T-shirt like the old 96ers?
Dude, I'm clean plate warrior. Like we clean our plates, and I don't want any steak left over. We're not bringing anything home either.
All right. So for me, I'm a fan of a particular kind of dessert. And even in college, I had a professor. Neil, you grew up out here in Oldham County. You might remember it, Staten's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had the dessert. We've had a all-you-could-eat contest one time where our boy Casey Hayden had about 10 pounds of it in 30 seconds to win $2. But the dessert I'm talking about is banana pudding.
Banana pudding.
Oh, man. I'll tell you where I go.
600 pounds of pudding.
That's a lot of pudding.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Homemade ice cream and pie kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
They claim it's a single serving. The reality is like 8 people could probably feed off this thing and it'd be sufficient, and it is a whole lot of pudding, but it is delicious. I highly recommend it.
You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with banana pudding.
You cannot.
And it is a solid go-to for dessert.
With the vanilla wafers, with vanilla wafers, right?
Vanilla wafers,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You can go wrong with it on day 3.
Those cookies are turn into mush mush.
The bananas are brown ass. Yeah, banana pudding. But day 1 is delicious. Yeah,
I don't think I've met a banana pudding that's all day 3. I don't know if
That's-
you guys put it in your
Day
house.
3?
I think you're doing it wrong.
What's the one they make now? The Tammy's. Somebody makes it like Not Your Mama's banana pudding, and it's got the chest bars on the top. That one's fan. But now we've switched to the Smack Your Mama in the Face banana pudding. You had that one with the
Tell me
little
more.
chest bar. It's got the little chest. You know the chest bars.
No.
They're like a 1 by 2 inch cookie, and they line the whole banana pudding on top, and then that thing's fantastic. And I think they call it Not Your Mama's banana pudding, but we've now altered the name to Smack Your Mama in the Face banana pudding because it's so delicious.
Is this store bought? Is this a homemade recipe? Like, what are we doing?
No,
here?
this is like this is like an aunt or somebody always shows up with it. Yeah, I think Tammy's made it. Somebody makes it in our family and shows up with that banana pudding with the chest bars on top.
Okay, so when are we getting that invite? And the 3 of us haven't been to that family reunion or that family and get together. I haven't seen that, and I won't smack your mom in the face. I ain't smacking anybody. I'm good. I'll just hand it over.
Sonia'd be pissed. I don't even think she makes that dessert. My mama can make some food too, but she ain't make. I don't think she makes that one. Yeah.
Well, so before the next episode, we need to find out who does make it and how do we get a copy of the recipe.
The next episode, I'll make it. I'll mail it to y'all's house so it gets there like an hour before the show, and then we'll all just be on the episode eating banana pudding while we record the episode.
Will that be day 1? Day 1 of 2-finger banana pudding? What's it called again?
Smack your mama
Smack
in
your
the
mama.
face banana. The face banana pudding. Friggin' good.
We say that too many times, we're going to show up on radar. Like,
Yeah, we're gonna be in trouble. Yeah.
yeah.
Lovingly appreciate your mama's banana pudding and thank her kindly for what she has done for all of us.
Well, apparently the FBI is checking us out, so they're probably going to knock on the door here in a minute.
We are loved in Quantico.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
That's it.
Well, boys, I tell you what, I don't know if I'm hungry or if I'm full. I feel like I've gone through some appetizers. We haven't done a full course meal, but certainly dug into some brunch that we couldn't walk away from, some steak dinners, and then a little post dinner. Craig and Tammy picturing the frothy foam and brown butter cabanaba. What is it called again, Sherman?
Kanafa, brown
Kanafa.
butter kanafa. You guys,
Brown.
hey, I ain't smacking anybody's mama with it, and it's good. Come get it.
All right.
Sherman Brown, sugar, butter, kanafa.
Yes, sir.
All right.
This
Well, I'll
would
tell you
take
what,
solid.
boys.
Solid.
Fellas, before we wrap up, we got
Yep.
2 minutes for a new music recommendation for you
Ooh,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Is
Absolutely.
it
So-
tied to brown butter? Is it tied to kanafas? What are we tying it to?
No, but it's cool ass band names that our listeners will
All right.
enjoy.
Drop the hammer.
And they're coming to town, and that's why I wanted to mention it tonight because they're coming. They got a show at Zanzibar in Louisville, and then they're going to be at the Burl in Lexington. It's a double bill, and so it's a band called the Drop Tines. And so y'all know what a drop tine is?
Like a fork tine?
A tine. It's like I think it's reference to like a deer's antler. It's the ones that like face down.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Is that what that is? So anyway, the band's called
you
the Drop
got
Tines. They give me a little vibe from like Grantley Buffalo back in the day. A little they're cool. They had an album out 2024. It's one of my favorite albums of the year. They're from Texas Hill Country too. Good band. And they got a dude opening for him, which was one of the good dudes in music. His name is Rich Henderson. Rich has got a couple albums out, Fallacies and Four Letter Words and Alive in Alabama. Two artists that I've been waiting to see, and they're playing together back-to-back nights. Like I said, June 5th at Zanzibar, and the next night at the Burl in Lexington. That I think we're going to have to road trip go see. We're going to have to go see one of them for sure.
They're both playing together.
Yeah,
at
Rich is
both
opening
places?
for the Drop Tines.
Oh, I love the
At
Burl.
both
The Burl
shows.
I like both those places. Those are great. Those are both great
And that-
venues.
That's Rich Henderson with a T in there, right? We have to.
It is,
Cole
yeah.
has an extra T.
That's
Rich
right.
has a T.
Does,
And Rich is one of
RITCH.
the good dudes in music. He's awesome.
does he talk about himself in third person? Like, does Rich Henderson talk about himself in third person like Ricky Henderson?
I think we got to get Rich Henderson on the show to talk to him about him talking about himself like Ricky Henderson does.
All right.
Love
I'm
it.
writing.
Let's
I'm
get
writing this down. I'm trying to figure out where to put a T in Henderson. I'm like, where the hell do you put a T in
Right-
Henderson?
right
I'm
behind
like,
us.
R.I.T.
Right behind
That's
the
why I
front
spelled it.
some
I
crazy
knew this
ass-
wasn't. I knew this wasn't tangential, so I was making sure that I spelled it out for you exactly. RITCH. I knew what you were doing.
I'm sitting here like, what? in the
There's
hell?
also a T in Drop Tines. Do you know where that might
Oh,
go?
yeah, I got that one. Yeah,
Okay.
I got that one. The rest of the word on how to spell tines after that is suspect, but I got the first letter.
Take a guess. All right. Anyway,
Awesome.
All right,
maybe
boys.
we'll add a song from each of them to the playlist. But
Hell
all
yeah.
of those albums are good stuff, man.
Well, it sounds like we got a road trip coming down our way here. So I tell you what, fellas, I've enjoyed it. It's been educational. I feel like we've had a spelling contest here at the end. Let's wrap it up. Go out until next time.
Heck yeah.
All right, boys.
Cheers
Peace
to
out,
it, boys.
Yeah.
See you guys next week.
Good times. Later.